Hello, friends, and welcome back to r/IDontWorkHereLady. Today we have 3 more news stories, and let's start with a story where Karen can't tell the difference between emergency services and stadium employees. What's your emergency? I used to work for a county fire department. We could pick up overtime working special events at the college sports arena/coliseum. Our uniforms consist of navy blue work duty pants, black work boots, and a navy blue work shirt with our department patch on one sleeve and either a paramedic or EMT patch on the other, all this topped off with a radio that has an attached mic. The students that work for the arena are required to dress up, skirts or slacks, dress shirt, tie, etc. They also carry walkie-talkies. It's a pretty small venue, maybe 8,000 seats, and when you walk in, you can literally see every seat. There are huge letters, maybe 10 feet tall, painted on the wall over each section, indicating the section. Now for the story. I was working an event, standing out in the breezeway, when clueless sports fan, CSF, walks up to me. Yeah, can you direct me to my seats? Ma'am, I'm here for EMS standby. Yeah, I'm in section 8. Do you have an emergency? I can't find my seats. What? As I look up at the numbers painted on the wall, I say, yes, ma'am, looks like your seat is over there. I point her in the direction of section 2 and the opposite direction of section 8. Yeah, thank you. You're welcome. Enjoy the game. Come back when you have chest pain or shortness of breath. You see that big number 2 on the wall over there? Yeah. Not there. And we move on to our second story. The bee got what she deserved. While back, maybe a decade ago, I was heading home but saw a train being delayed for an extra 25 minutes, so I decided to stop by for some delicious McD's, mainly to avoid the task of cooking at home. I queue for a moment to the left side register and place my order for a standard meal, no extras or stuff. Guy next to me orders like 20 burgers and a bucket full of nuggets and whatnot, but no drinks or takeaway. I get my meal in like 30 seconds and sit down at the closest table. Guy that was ordering next to me comes and asks if he could sit down at my table while waiting for his takeaway, for which I just nod and move my tray to the side a bit, leaving more space for him to put his helmet and gloves and a towel. It's a 4-seat table anyway, so plenty of space. He was wearing this baseball uniform, red pants and yellow/red striped top. It was quite exotic overall, as baseball's not something that is a common sport around here, not in the U.S. I don't think much of it, only that he must be a coach for some kids team, and I just keep munching away on my meal while Mr. Baseball focuses on his phone. After a minute, a WB, whiny bee, appears in her all-pink clothes and tells my new friend about something being wrong with her order. Mr. Baseball just glances a bit upwards, not even close to eye level, and says, "Registers are over there. Go there to complain. I don't work here." The WB just stares at Mr. Baseball a bit, then proceeds to dump 2 sundaes on his lap, asking with increasing volume, "Well, do you work here now?" and proceeds to slap his phone on the floor and starts to stomp it while cursing him out. Mr. Baseball gets up and pushes her off from his phone, and she takes a few steps back. He picks up the phone and sits back down in disbelief with the mess in his lap. After like a good 10 seconds, she theatrically falls on the ground, shouting that an employee pushed her down and she banged her head on the trash bin. Luckily, the phone was okay. No damage, no Kia phone. This was like 10 plus years ago. Then I point out for her, there's nothing where you could have hit your head in range. Besides, you attacked him, a fellow customer. He doesn't work here, obviously. Just look at what he has with him. She stops whining for 2 seconds and crawls toward the dumpster, then increases the volume of her whining. Commotion attracts a manager and one of the cashiers to see what's going on. WB's volume just increases, and now her chest hurts too. She then realizes that she was pushed from her chest, and now her accusations escalate a bit. She claims that she was sexually abused in daylight in the middle of a McDonald's floor. As a stroke of luck, or destined by karma, a pair of policemen arrive. Maybe they were patrolling the train station and someone just pulled them in, or maybe they were also grabbing a snack or a coffee or a drink. The manager helped them get sorted out of the situation, and the accompanying cashier helped Mr. Baseball to clean his uniform using my napkins, I might add, so I was left with only one napkin that I had wrapped around my burger. One cop tried to calm WB down, and she screams that her ankle is broken and pelvis shattered and she was raped. The policeman just says to her that she really shouldn't be rolling on the disgusting McDonald's floor at the train station around rush hour. So that shuts her up, and she gets up from the floor. Suddenly, ankle and pelvis are healed miraculously. Probably she's related to a top Italian soccer player. But she still feels that she was sexually abused by a McDonald's worker and demands his job for pushing her over. She still doesn't get it. Mr. Baseball doesn't work there. And he didn't push her over, obviously. Manager gets back with the other cop in a minute, and the cop states that security footage shows that WB clearly attacked Mr. Baseball and attempted to destroy his property, which he was entitled to defend, especially as that it didn't cause any harm to her. WB started to scream, but the cop calmly interrupts her by stating that there was a 10-second gap between the push and her falling over, while she clearly hadn't lost balance due to the push and that she is clearly faking the entire episode. WB slaps the cop and screams something non-audible that I can't understand. Other cop instantly twists her arm behind her back and cuffs her. She keeps just whining and whining and whining and fighting the cops trying to get free. Most of the people in the restaurant are leaving, but hey, it's a dinner and a show, so I'm not going yet, but finish my fries instead. Cops tell us that she's being arrested and asked Mr. Baseball if he wanted to make a report out of it. He just says that his phone is okay and his clothes needed washed anyway, so he just wants to leave. Cops are fine with that, so's the manager. Justice is served. As the WB got arrested, did she get what she ordered? Absolutely. That is great, yes, but let's finish the story about her dessert. At this point, Mr. Baseball gets called to the registers. His order's ready. He gets 3 bags of food and starts to leave. He walks back to my table, puts on his gloves, not like a baseball glove, but like the ones to keep your hands warm, like batting gloves maybe, and a helmet. Then he stuffs the towel under his belt. As he turns to leave, she kicks him into his shins and spits towards his face. I heard this plastic pop. He must have worn some sort of guards. For a split second, I think she got away from it, but Mr. Baseball falls down towards her. Reed headbutts her with all his strength. Even carpet crumpled a bit. Wearing his helmet. Pow! Right in the kisser. Even as 2 cops are holding her, she falls down and is spitting out her teeth on the floor in a puddle of blood. He just says with total indifference, kind of with this F-head B-tone, "Oh, damn, my leg! My leg! I nearly fell because you kicked me, stupid. Oh, I hope you're all right. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I hope you're all right." The cops just tell Mr. Baseball to leave, which he does. One cop radios some codes and starts to pick her up, while the slapped cop is picking some loose teeth into a discarded Big Mac box with some cheese and lettuce remains in it. There are at least 5 items that the cop picks up from the floor, maybe more, but those could be onion pieces or that coarse street salt they use in the wintertime. After the cops get the WB up, she spits at the cop carrying the teeth, blaming them for everything, to which the cop just says, "All right then, so be it," and drops the box on the floor while maintaining eye contact with her. She looks like she's going to start shouting again, so the cops drag her outside while twisting her arms further, making her bend, forcing her face downwards and away from them. The manager just looked at me like this wouldn't be the first time something like this had happened and asked if everything was okay, then offered me dessert for my troubles. I just thank him for the show and leave, as it's like 2 minutes before my train leaves, while expressing my sympathy for the McDonald's workers. Outside, I see a few more equally pink WB's friends harassing the policeman, whom gets threatened to be arrested too, if they enter the restaurant, as they would go there just to be belligerent and to make a scene. Show is over, my train arrives, didn't even have time for an after-dinner smoke, but that entire episode was worth watching. Somebody could say her argument was toothless. And our next story. I'm the manager's nephew. Backstory. My uncle works in this warehouse that sets up the decor and stuff for events. Everyone who's worked there has been there for 10 years plus, and they know me because I would go with them occasionally. Since I'm now 16 and can lift stuff, my uncle asked if I wanted to help with some Cinco de Mayo events. I had agreed. This is set in May, obviously. Now, for clarification, I'm 16, but I haven't grown any facial hair yet, so I look 14, maybe 13, but I doubt it. The cast is me, my uncle, RW is random worker I never met. Also, my uncle is the warehouse manager for this warehouse, so he's the boss. Anyway, let's begin. My uncle drove me to the warehouse, but I was eating, so I went in around 10 minutes after him. I see everyone there, so I say hi, and they greet me with smiles and handshakes. My uncle told me to go to the back and get the boxes of decorations, sombreros and parrots and ribbons, etc. So I'm in the back pulling boxes off the shelves, and enters a dude I've never met. Apparently he was hired like 2 months prior. This is Random Worker. Hey, what are you doing? I have really bad social anxiety, so I don't really like being yelled at. I'm just get out of this warehouse. It's private property, or I'll call security. My uncle is the security because he was a big dude. I actually am Uncle's name. I don't care. He proceeded to grab my arm and drag me out. I'm basically on the verge of tears now, but I don't yell. I don't know why. My uncle hears all the commotion, runs back to where we are. Hey, let go of him. This dumb teen was trying to steal. Get your effing hands off my nephew. The Random Worker hears nephew and gets all red and shuts up. Oh God, I'm sorry, I didn't know. I thought he was stealing. In my defense, he looks like a criminal. I was so shocked because I thought I was a respectful young man. But I didn't do my hair and was wearing all black and a hoodie. My uncle walked up to him, pinned his right hand behind his back, and walked him out and yelled at him not to come back because he was fired. I'm crying, but relieved, and I got a Coke and some time to relax in a rolling chair, so I'm spinning. For anyone wondering why my uncle pinned the guy's arm behind his back, my uncle does not take crap from anyone talking like that about me and my sister, especially anyone grabbing them aggressively. Hey guys, thank you all for watching the video to the end, and I'll see you in the next one.